Hola, Brick Giant Hero fans. I'm Director E with another review I'm going to be doing today. Well, it's going to be a hard choice because since we're in quarantine and I really want to watch some few movies that are coming out soon on the theaters, but they have to close it down because of the quarantine. But I still hope it's over real soon. But anyway, I'm continuing the 20 through 11 movie review list of my favorite Disney movies. This is number 15, episode 11. Yeah, episode 11. So yeah, I did at least from 20 through 16. I'll tell you them in a quick recap. 20 was Moana, 19 was Frozen, 18 was The Jungle Book, 17 was The Incredibles, and 16 was Peter Pan. This is number 15, and for number 15 of today's movie review is none other than Coco. Okay, so I know what you're wondering. Why are you doing Coco on April? Even though it's a little bit late thing. Well, to tell you this, I was planning on doing this, but I feel like that might be a waste of time on the 20 through 11 movie review countdown. So I just decided to go down to a little bit earlier. But yeah, I love Coco so much. You might have seen it that on my top 10 favorite Disney sidekicks, one of them that was in there. I think it was Dante. Yeah, Dante. But yeah, Coco is really exciting. I really love the storyline and the this plot. So yeah, that's why I decided for number 15. It's Coco. Okay, before this movie starts, review starts. Sorry, but yeah, before this starts, if you're one of those few people who are learning Spanish who watch Coco, that's great. Or some other fans who did watch Coco, who was a Pixar or Disney fan, good. So, I won't have to tell you the rules, but there are some few you guys who didn't get the chance to watch the movie about 3 years ago, so I guess I'll have to say it. Before you watch this video, make sure you pause me like this. Then you go ahead and check out the movie. It's really great. And then you have to unpause me like this. And then continue of how I feel about it and how the story goes. Or if you're into spoilers and you just rather watch the whole thing, go ahead and do it. I don't mind because I'm just recording this video for some fun. Okay. So, the movie starts off with a family that had a great time with music. The father would play the guitar while the mother can sing and the daughter maybe can do both. Yeah. But here's the problem. The father wanted to sing for the whole world, so he just left off with his guitar and just left and never returned. But the mother didn't have time to cry over it, so she decided to banish all music from her family and decided something new, shoemaking. Yeah, it is pretty interesting. Why would they do shoemaking? But I guess there's not really some few shoemakers that does have music, but I guess it's true. Then she decided to teach her daughter how to make shoes. Then her son-in-law to make some. Then her grandkids. And that's how the family grew. The business grew as well. Well, actually, that whole story is about the Rivera family. Because the mom of the daughter is Mama Imelda. And the little girl, well, she is actually Miguel's great-grandma, Mama Coco. Miguel is the one who helps out Mama Coco and tells stories about him because he's very kind to his family. But there is one little problem about Miguel. Miguel is his only family of the Rivera family who only likes music. No one from the Rivera family won't listen to music because their grandma's in charge to make sure to follow Melda's rules and to not use music. But Miguel walks off to the state, in the plaza to polish shoes. He secretly listens to music, but it's not his fault that he likes music. It's the amazing Ernesto de la Cruz. So, Miguel was really a big fan of Ernesto de la Cruz because he started off in his hometown and used to play music around them. And he started making a movie, some song hits, albums, even Miguel's favorite song, on which Ernesto managed to play. But sadly, during 1942, he got crushed by a bell. Ooh. So, some oftentimes, Miguel comes around to his grave to see his guitar like it's calling to him. He wishes he would be a musician, but it won't work out because of his family. I should know, because Miguel was telling a story to a musician while polishing his shoes. The musician suggested that if he wants to be his hero, he could join the talent show. But his family would flip out. But Miguel decided to do one thing. He would at least try to enter the talent show by showing off his guitar, but sadly, Miguel's grandma found him and threatened the musician not to go near Miguel again. That was pretty crazy. I didn't want to watch that part, but it's okay, I guess. But after that, they decided to take Miguel home, but Miguel just snuck one of the poster things from the wall. And then Miguel was back from the shoe factory-like thing and told them that he was in the plaza polishing a musician's shoes. Also, of course, Miguel also wanted to join the talent show, but they all laughed at him because he doesn't really have talent. So, with that being said, Miguel's grandma showed them about those muertos and how their family would come. It was most important because Miguel's part of this family, although he wanted to sneak away, but not ever mention the man that left away. That made Coco a little bit worried that is his papa coming home? I'm not sure. He has a little bit of trouble of his memory. So with that being said, Miguel just left. What were they going to do with him? And that's how they just got a perfect idea what they're going to do with him to become a perfect shoemaker, not become Mama Coco's papa. But after that scene, Dante was around the shoe art shop where he found the secret spot where Miguel would get a chance to play his own music. He really wants to be like his hero, but ever since his family forbids him to have music, Miguel had seen the show that he watched from Ernesto de la Cruz, and that's when Miguel decided to no more hiding. It's time to show him the truth. So that way, Miguel is going to the talent show with the guitar that he just made. Well, meanwhile, while Miguel was trying to sneak off with the guitar along with Dante, he was spotted by his grandma and his parents, who had told him that instead of polishing shoes, he was born to make shoes. So that's why they decided after Miguel's school, he would come home and try to make some shoes. It's part of the Rivera family to make shoes. Yeah. But all thanks to Dante, his lack of sense if he wants to get the food from the stands. I forgot what it's called. He realized that a piece of the picture has fallen down, and that's when he realized the picture had guitar in it. That's when Miguel realized that's Ernesto de la Cruz's guitar. So, when he realized that maybe Miguel's related to Ernesto de la Cruz, so that's when Miguel told his family that he's going to be a musician just like his great-great-grandfather, but they were surprised because they also found his musical stuff, and his family realized that he was hiding secrets. But Miguel doesn't really care about being some kind of a friend, which made the family so shocked that they don't want him to listen to music. But ever since he said that Miguel's grandma smashed his guitar, which made Miguel so upset that he ran away. Uh-oh. So with that being said, Miguel just ran trying to enter the talent show, but he needs a guitar. He asked everyone if they have any spare and extra guitars, but sadly they don't. But that's when Miguel got the idea that since he's Miguel, the great-great-grandson of Ernesto de la Cruz, that's when he got the idea to do one thing that is not really a good thing to do, and that's borrowing his great-great-grandfather's guitar. It was pretty interesting because when he told him that he wants to become a musician just like him and just played a note, something just happened. When Miguel was almost caught, he just went through the security guard. What? Uh-oh, what could have happened? Well, the thing is, Miguel is running into the stuff more like phasing through, which means one thing. Miguel's a ghost, and we don't know why he's a ghost yet, but no one can see him, no one but Dante. I wonder how Dante could see Miguel. Who knows? So, Miguel was trying to run into his parents, but it didn't work because he fell in the hole. But luckily enough, he was helped up by a skeleton. Yep, there were skeletons everywhere. Why are there skeletons? Well, of course, it's the Day of the Dead. Yeah, the festival in Mexico. Yeah, that's how Coco is. And thanks to Dante, he helped Miguel met his undead family. The family from the ofrenda, I kind of figured it out, were all almost on their way to the Rivera shop so that way they could visit their loved ones. But everyone did. It came through except for Mama Imelda. So that's why instead of letting Imelda come to Miguel, I almost said Coco, they decided to take Miguel, to Mama Imelda because she couldn't cross the bridge. What could have happened? Who knows? So with that being said, Miguel went to the land of the dead. It was pretty crazy because everything there were skeletons and even alebrijes, real alebrijes, the spirit guides. That's when Miguel was very surprised that it was real. He thought it was made up like vitamins. Yeah. So once he made it through, he saw a skeleton that was not worthy to cross through because he doesn't have a picture on the ofrenda, which he was trying to cross through, but it didn't work because he doesn't have a picture hang up. That's sad. Okay, so after that, they showed out the living boy to one of the security guards. Miguel finally meets her, his great grandma, Mama Imelda, who was surprised about Miguel, who is the living boy, living there. They know what happened until there was some kind of like an office guy who figured out what happened. It turns out they're cursed. And how is that going to happen? Well, the only way to fix this is to clean up Miguel's act. Miguel thought he stole a guitar, but actually he took the photo from the ofrenda. That's how Mama Imelda can go through the flower bridge. So, with that being said, Imelda decided to give him his blessing and some few conditions, as in put the photo back in the ofrenda and to never play music again. It worked that Miguel was back in, but only managed to got back in the living world for at least 20 seconds because all he wants to do is play music. But they refused to let him, so that means Miguel decided to run away from his family again. So, while Miguel's on the run, the Rivera family asked the security guards to find Miguel the living boy, which Miguel had another plan. Instead of getting blessed by Mama Imelda, he would get blessed by his great-great-grandson, Ernesto de la Cruz. So the only way to find that one out is to find someone who could get there. And luckily enough, thanks to Dante, he managed to find a skeleton and that couldn't cross through the bridge. He kind of had a lot of trouble because he tried everything to pass through the flower bridge, but not so successful. So they did let him off with the warning, but he said that he does have back row tickets to the Ernesto de la Cruz. So that's when Miguel asked Hector for help. So Hector was surprised that he is the living child, but also, of course, he's the great-great-grandson of Ernesto de la Cruz. So he had an idea to help him get back to the real world, but on one condition: he would help him. So with that being said, they managed to escape the Rivera family, but one thing: Imelda's spirit guide, Pepita, was also on the search to find Miguel, because since he's a spirit guide, he could try and know where Miguel was. So, with that, Pepita went out to find Miguel. Well, meanwhile, Hector gave Miguel a disguise so that way he could fit in like a skeleton, and he told him a deal of what it would be. He said if you would go back to the living, he would hang up the photo that Hector has. If he wants to cross the flower bridge, I will explain why he wants to go there. So, they decided to do that. But here is one thing: Hector doesn't really have backseat tickets. It was a lie to try to get Ernesto in there, but I heard that they were good friends. So, with that being said, Hector knows where Ernesto might be rehearsing, and that's in the rehearsal is where Frida, the woman that Hector was in disguise, she was getting ready for preparations of the rehearsal for the Sunset de la Cruz, which means that every year here Ernesto de la Cruz throws out a big last farewell of the Day of the Dead. So that's when Miguel was hoping that he would meet Ernesto de la Cruz. So that way, he was hoping he would get his chance. But one minor thing though. Ernesto de la Cruz doesn't do rehearsals. He's always too busy with the party, but Hector did came out and find Miguel again. And here's something silly that just happened. One of the musicians just recognized that Hector or Chorizo that was here. Let me tell you why Hector was very popular. Because he died from choking on a chorizo. But he doesn't know if he did. He believes it was food poison. But I will tell you of how he actually died. I won't give away any hints though. But Miguel just heard that there's going to be a battle of the bands, and the winner would get the tickets to see Ernesto de la Cruz and his party. So he decided to enter there, but he needs a guitar. So that's when Hector knows someone with a good guitar. But meanwhile, the Rivera family were still trying to find Miguel and managed to find his sense. And then after that scene, how should I continue? Hector took Miguel to the a place where a lot of skeletons didn't really have photos in their ofrendas. That's where the forgotten ones live. So he found a guy who would help them, but he's still mad at him because he's still mad that he kept taking his stuff and never gave him back. He was about to beat him up, but there was one problem. He was being forgotten. So with Hector only in one way to earn the guitar was to sing a song to help him be revealed when his final death is about to come. Okay, before I continue, let me explain something about the final death. Since there are skeletons and they're already dead, but here's one thing. If they be remembered, they will exist even longer, but if they got forgotten, he would be disappear. So that's why they decided to call it the final death. But it doesn't work by just seeing it and trying to remember. It has to be passed down from your mind. That's how memories are supposed to work, to help them remember stuff. Okay, so since Miguel just got a guitar, it's time for the Battle of the Bands. The announcer has announced that whoever wins gets the see Ernesto de la Cruz and his party, but there weren't really a lot of contestants who were doing great. Most of them are bad. Well, there was one band and that was pretty good, and after that band, Miguel was next. He was a bit worried, but thanks to Hector, they managed to help him calm down and play Un Poco Loco, which is a pretty good scene. Then Dante wanted Hector to join in, and they were having a great time until Miguel just noticed that his family was here. He was trying to run away, but Hector wanted to let him stay so that way he could win. But the host just told the whole crowd to be aware of the living boy, which is Miguel. That's when Hector realized that he was lying. He does have other family. So he was about to reveal them that Miguel, so that way he could take his photo back. But Miguel refused and just left off with Hector and Dante. Dante, they thought he was a spirit guy, but Miguel thought he was no spirit guy. He was just being a dumb dog. That kind of upset Dante a bit. So Miguel was trying his best to run away, but Mommy Imelda just found Miguel and had enough that he is going home. but he doesn't want her blessing because he really enjoys music a lot. So Imelda kind of felt sad for him and started singing. That means that she does miss it a bit. So Miguel just told him that that's what family's supposed to do, supporting. And then he just ran off. How sad. So with that being said, Miguel was trying to enter to the party, but they wouldn't let him. So luckily enough, he did meet the band winners and decided to help Miguel out by trying to get inside the party, so that way he could get Ernesto de la Cruz's. And that's when he found Ernesto de la Cruz and tries to get to him, but the party was so crowded that he couldn't see him. So that's when Miguel used this song to try to get close to Ernesto de la Cruz, which was working, but suddenly he was drowning, but Ernesto saved him, and that's when he realized he was a living boy. But also, of course, Miguel told him that he was his great-great-grandson and wants to accept his blessing. So that's when Ernesto was very proud of his great-great-grandson. And then he decided to show him off a bit there for the world to meet him. Ernesto just told Miguel it's kind of hard to say goodbye to his hometown and his family, but as Ernesto said it, the world is his family. And he wanted Miguel to join him as his guest of honor, but he can't. He has to get back or he'll end up in this world as a skeleton. So, as Ernesto was about to give his blessing to him, it wasn't really working a bit there, but Hector, or Frida, whatever, yeah, it's Hector, just came in and told Miguel that they had a deal and he would help put his photo back in the ofrenda, but Ernesto just realized it was his old friend. They were really good friends. But here's something. The songs that Ernesto wrote were actually songs from Hector's note. But he didn't mean to steal the notes, right? I'll tell you why, I assume. But then when Hector said, "I would move heaven and earth with you," that's when Miguel noticed something. A scene from a movie that Ernesto was in, and was explaining about poison, which gave Hector the memory that changed it all. Hector got homesick, so that's why he decided to pack up even his songs. But Ernesto really needs his songs to become more popular, but Hector's mind was made up. So that's why when Ernesto came up with a plan to give him a special drink to say their goodbye. And while Ernesto was taking Hector out, Hector felt pain in his stomach. He thought it was something that he ate, maybe that chorizo, or something that he drank. So, Hector woke up dead. Hector just realized he poisoned him. There was poison in his drink. Ernesto murdered him so that way he could steal his songs. Hector just wanted to go home. But then security came in and took him away. But Miguel was surprised that Ernesto did this. So Ernesto decided to make Miguel stay in there forever. Miguel wanted to be part of his family, but the one thing is, ever since he murdered Hector, he betrayed Miguel, sending him to a pit where he could finally become a skeleton. Well, thankfully, Hector was there to help cheer up Miguel because he wants to go home and felt sorry for his family, but there was one problem. He's starting to get forgotten by his daughter. Hector or wanted to go through the flower bridge into the land of living so that way he can see his daughter again. His only daughter. His Coco. Coco? Wait a minute. Miguel just realized that his great-grandma was Mama Coco. So with that means that Ernesto is not Miguel's great-great-grandfather. It was Hector. Hector remembered the time that he was with his daughter and managed to sing him a song once again so that way he could remember him forever. It was a song for her. He didn't mean to write this song for the world. So Miguel realized his family isn't that great. They're wonderful. So that way he was proud of his family, and so was Hector. But luckily enough, Dante he just found Miguel and Hector, and same thing with Pepita and Imelda, which just realized that Hector was there as well. They managed to fish them out of that hole, and they're glad Miguel was safe, except Imelda was still mad at Hector for leaving him. But luckily enough for Hector, he felt sorry for leaving. Miguel told him that he was just trying to go home, but Ernesto murdered him to steal his songs. She didn't really believe that until he realized that Hector was being forgotten. So after she felt bad for him, she realized that family are not supposed to be forgotten. So she decided to help him by finding Ernesto de la Cruz, who find the photo that Hector had and try to send Miguel home with the photo of the photo he took from the ofrenda, and make sure that Hector is never forgotten. Look, so they managed to sneak in from the rehearsal thing that they did, thanks to Frida and her multiple costumes. So that's when they managed to sneak in, but they already found Ernesto and trying to get the photo back. They were fighting off the security guards. That's family power. But after Imelda got the photo back, she was accidentally sent up to the stadium instead of Ernesto de la Cruz. She was a bit worried, but thanks to a little help from Hector and Miguel, she did manage to sing a song to get them passed through. The Riveras are surprised that she could sing, and thanks to her singing, they managed to try to get through them, but sadly, Ernesto caught her and tried to take the photo back, but Imelda managed to get the photo back anyway. So after that, Imelda did forget about how much they forgotten about how they used to sing and play music together, but they forgot to do one thing. It was time to give Miguel a blessing and time to send them back home, but Ernesto stopped them by trying to kill Miguel to make sure he could stay in there forever and try not to ruin his career. And while he threw him off, he did came back to resume what he was doing, but he realized something. Everyone started hating him because here's the thing. Thanks to Miguel's family, they managed to set up a camera to expose Ernesto de la Cruz's secret. So, with that being said, Ernesto was being thrown at by tomatoes, getting booed, and they wouldn't even play the music anymore because of what he did. But luckily enough, Pepita managed to save Miguel from falling from his death, but Miguel lost the photo, but they managed to come back. And as for Ernesto, well, He got what he deserved by being thrown down by a giant bell and being crushed by a giant bell. The same way of how he died. That's what you get. Well, meanwhile... So, they were glad that Ernesto got thrown off, but it was almost out of time. It was almost sunset, and Miguel was almost going to turn into a skeleton, and it was almost out of time for Hector. So they managed to send Miguel off with a blessing with no conditions this time. That made Miguel came back home and decided to help Mama Coco try to remember his Papa Hector, and was trying to tell him to come home by using this guitar. It didn't work so well because it was too late. She kind of forgot it about Hector, his Papa. Miguel was sad. Well, his grandma told him to apologize for what he did. But instead of apologizing, Miguel did one thing. He sang the same song that Hector sang for Coco, which made Coco realize that it was the same song and started singing along, which also, of course, helped Mama Coco become in the sense of remembering things. She also, of course, kept the songs that Hector holded, even the picture that Imelda just ripped off, which made a complete match, which means that Hector is no longer forgotten. They're so happy that Coco will start to remember again. Yay. 1 year later, well, it's technically 1 year later in the movie, but yeah, 1 year later, they all started to forget about him, what he did, and not only the reviewers got so popular with their shoemaking, they also became so popular with Hector's songs, his guitar, and everything, which made some few bright changes. For example, Miguel's baby sister was born, but sadly, Mama Coco died. But then she got reunited with Hector, which was a perfect reunion. And after they managed to cross through the flower bridge, Miguel was singing a song to make the party have a great time. And that was the end of Coco, which was one of the good movies I ever saw. Whew. Man, I'm beat. I would want to say, this movie review is might be my second longest one I ever did. Well, first because I did Rise of Skywalker, but next time I'll try and do it a little bit shorter next time. But don't worry, there's going to be another movie review coming soon. But I can't wait to do that real soon. Also, of course, before I go, I just want to say quarantine is not really fun for me, but make sure you stay safe and stay home until it's over. And also, of course, like I always say in my end of the video, make sure you subscribe, follow me at Instagram, and that's my BrickDragonHero.com. Like this video, share this with your friends, and comment down below what you think. I think Coco is great. I just loved it so much that occasionally, whenever it's the Day of the Dead, I will watch it, which is perfect. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a brick day.